Hey guys, how are you today? And welcome to my preview of the 2017 Spanish Grand Prix. Fifth race of the 2017 season, really getting used to these new cars now. And we are a quarter of the way through the season already. It's gone quickly, hasn't it? And yes, Spanish Grand Prix, the first European race of the season. Normally teams bring lots of updates, and of course we have to remember that during this video. And as Nicky Lauda was saying only earlier today, the season starts now. We don't know what all the teams will be doing. Probably the order will stay roughly the same, but some teams may be closer to each other. Maybe the gap will be extended at the top or the bottom or whatever. Who knows? And that's something to look forward to this weekend. So, let's go through the different teams, see what we can say about them, what they can expect this weekend. So, Mercedes. They're leading the Constructors' Championship by 1 point, with Hamilton and Bottas at the wheel. And of course, they've won half the races this season, but Ferrari's won the other half. And it's been an interesting season for them. And they'll be hoping to maybe get a bit further away from Ferrari after any updates that they bring. I hear that they're going to try to reduce the weight of their car, while Ferrari and Red Bull will be focusing on aerodynamics and downforce. And we'll have to see how Mercedes do. They have been struggling with car balance issues throughout the season a bit, especially Hamilton recently in Bahrain and Russia. So, and they'll be hoping that the issues that Hamilton had in Russia and to an extent in Bahrain don't happen again. But I guess we'll have to see how that goes. And it's all unknown. We'll only really know the true pace on Saturday. And I'm not very confident for Hamilton this weekend. I think there's something off track distracting him, because in Bahrain and Russia he was off the pace, even in practice as well as in race and qualifying. So there's something wrong for him. So I'm not so confident for Hamilton, and I reckon Bottas might be the main Mercedes driver this weekend. I know that sounds a little bit weird if you listen to what I've said in the past on this channel, but that's what I think right now. So moving on to Ferrari, I guess it's Kimi Raikkonen. The pressure's on him a bit, because he needs to be the fourth driver from obviously these top two teams to win the race. He's the only one who hasn't, so he's sort of letting the side down a bit. He is probably why Ferrari are second in constructors rather than first, that 1 point. And Raikkonen's going to have to push this weekend. He normally does quite well in Spain, actually. Remember last year he was pretty close to winning, and he won this Grand Prix in 2008, as well as in 2005, I believe. I have to double check on that one though. So I have to hope he can push forward and try to get some podiums and ideally win this race for Kimi Raikkonen. He's struggled a bit since his return to Ferrari. He hasn't been quite as good as he was before. He probably hasn't been as good since he won his championship 10 years ago. Yes, 10 years ago. You heard that right. Amazing. So long ago. That also means Lewis Hamilton's been in the sport for 10 years. Wow. And it's a difficult one for Kimi Raikkonen. He has to prove himself to be able to keep the Ferrari seat. Obviously, he has in the last few years been able to prove himself, but he hasn't actually won a race. And he needs to do that. His last Grand Prix victory was Australia 2013. That's a long time ago now, and that was in the Lotus. So, the Ferrari will have to do something with Raikkonen. While Vettel, also quite strong around Spain, I reckon he's going to do very well this weekend. And, obviously keep on challenging Bottas and Hamilton right at the front of the grid. Now, Red Bull. This is the big interesting one, I would say. I think the whole sport, all the fans want them to be higher up in terms of pace, to be equal to Mercedes and Ferrari, to have some sort of battle between Ricciardo, Verstappen, Hamilton, Bottas, Raikkonen and Vettel. That'd be awesome if they could be up there too. And I guess that's interesting to see. Of course, Verstappen did win the Spanish Grand Prix last year, but of course, we had the Mercedes crashing into each other. It might happen again, but I don't think so. I'm sure Toto Wolff will be particularly nervous this weekend as they go through turn 4 on lap 1 on Sunday. And we have to see how it goes. And Red Bull, they haven't been able to put too many solid weekends together so far this season. I think that's a fair comment. They need to be challenging for podiums at least, and they haven't been able to do that. But if their upgrades can be good, maybe they'll be able to push up a bit. So now, Force India, I've been quite impressed with him so far this season, that's for sure. And want to push on. Perez thinks he's performing miracles with the car. And hopefully the upgrades will mean that it will be a much better car. I still don't like the way it looks, the pink, I don't like that at all. But that's not very important, to be honest. And I guess we'll have to know how that goes with him. And then Ocon, been very impressive actually. I think he has to be one of the standout drivers so far this season. And they also want to push on in Spain. It's a high downforce track. I don't know whether that'll suit them or not, we have to see. And I hope they do well. It'd be great if they can finish 4th again. And ideally get some podiums sometimes this season. But I don't know whether it'll be in Spain. I think the top few teams will be further ahead this weekend. Williams, of course, Massa has been very impressive for Williams. And again, also need to bring upgrades to keep up. I don't think they're going to be able to be challenging for podiums or race wins. Although in testing, if you remember, Williams was very quick in the Barcelona track. Of course, this is a testing track. They were quick. Maybe there's something there. We don't know. Maybe they'll be slightly higher this weekend. That's an interesting one to look out for. But I think the testing is a lot of sandbagging and everything, so we can't really talk about that. Toro Rosso, they've had a decent start to this season. They'd want to challenge Williams and Force India a bit more. Again, having to bring upgrades to the car. That's what we can say for any team, isn't it? And they'll be pushing hard with Kvyat, of course, and Sainz in his home race as well. He wants to impress. He did get a P6 once in Spain, so that'll be a target for him to get good points. While for Haas, with Grosjean and Magnussen, I still think they got a very fast car. They just haven't been consistent enough. Like in Russia, Grosjean struggled for whatever reason. I don't really know why, to be honest. And they'll hope to be more consistent in this Grand Prix. And challenge to get into Q3 and into the points in the race. As for Renault, a mixed season so far for them, that's for sure. And they want to push up in Spain. Hulkenberg's been good, but Palmer needs to start showing some consistency. He want to push up, get some consistency, try to get some points in Spain. And now the two backmarker teams, Sauber and McLaren. Of course, the upgrades will be important to them both. I think McLaren are more likely to be helped by the upgrade than Sauber. I can't see Sauber bringing a lot to this Grand Prix, sadly, with a lack of funding. But McLaren, it's Alonso's final race before he runs off to the Indy 500. So, because as we know, he's going to be missing Monaco Grand Prix. So he wants to show something, get some confidence in himself, and in front of his home crowd. And again, with Van Dorn, we haven't really seen him race yet. I haven't seen much wheel-to-wheel action with Van Dorn. I want to see it. We know he is a great driver, but we haven't actually seen it. So now I want to move on to some top 10 predictions and poll prediction. And I guess you guys can tell me what you think in the comments. So for pole position, I'm going to go with Valtteri Bottas. I think Hamilton will be off the pace again. And I reckon that Bottas will be able to get pole. And I think Mercedes will be slightly faster than Ferrari. But it'll still be very close. And hopefully Red Bull will be up there too. As for the race, I'm actually going to say Vettel to win the race. He'll want to get a bit of revenge on the Russian Grand Prix after what happened. In this very exciting last few laps, he'll want to win and keep his season on track and make sure neither Mercedes driver can get ahead of him in the drivers, and try to get Ferrari ahead of Mercedes in the constructors. Third place, I'll probably go Lewis Hamilton. I know I said he'll be off the pace, but he won't be that badly off the pace. I think he'll still be okay. As for fourth place, I'm going to put Kimi Räikkönen again. I don't think he's going to be able to prove himself. This might be his last season at Ferrari. But, he does need to win the race if he's going to start getting into this title battle for real. As for fifth place and sixth place, I'm going to go to two Red Bull drivers, of Verstappen and Ricciardo. Probably Verstappen will beat Ricciardo this weekend. He'll be more confident, having won here last year. And then after the Red Bulls, who I hope will be closer to the top two teams, I'm going to put probably Massa in 7th, continuous strong form, and of course Williams testing form in Spain. And then I'm going to put 2 Force Indias of Perez and Ocon in 8th and 9th. And then I'm going to put Nico Hülkenberg to come P10. Of course, tell me what you think in the comments about that. Final, I guess, thing to say about this race is that the Spanish Grand Prix track is not known for overtaking. So we might have a similar race to Russia where there was very little overtaking. In fact, there was no overtaking Russia after the first lap. That's pretty bad. And with all the dirty air this season, it might be even worse in Spain. So yes, on that pessimistic note, I guess I'll leave it there and come back to my channel next week where I'll be reviewing the 2017 Spanish Grand Prix. Thank you for watching my video. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. If you really enjoyed this video and you want to see more videos like this and other types of videos, please subscribe to my channel. If you have anything to say in the comments, please leave a comment in the comment section down below. Also, go and check out the video that should be on screen right now, and come and follow me on Twitter, BigGaming342, and Facebook, BigGaming342, and I'll see you guys very, very soon. Goodbye.